hot plate.
Jackpot.
Watch out, hot plate.
Do you have any beers? We're out of beers.
What is up, listeners? Welcome back to the Hot Plate Podcast by the Hamlin Pub, where everyone is a regular. Tab, how are we this week?
Good, Mug, good. I'm excited to talk college football once again, because that's where we're going to start. And let's start with the two best teams in the nation, who is Georgia and Bama. They totally proved that this week. Alabama blowing out Ole Miss. Georgia not giving Arkansas a chance to win the football game. And so I looked at the schedule. They both don't play each other, so it seems like we're just going to be waiting around for the rest of the season to see who's the best team in the nation when they play in the SEC championship. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. I'm glad, back to last week, I'm glad I've never watched Arkansas play a snap because obviously I didn't miss anything going on against Georgia. But I kind of feel like we can just kind of zoom ahead to the national title game, maybe Georgia and Bama. Is that possible? I mean, I hope Michigan makes it, but it feels like a waste because everybody else is just far less superior than those two.
Yeah, definitely. There's no one that's going to touch them for the rest of the year. They're probably both going to go undefeated. And then they go in the SEC championship. If it's a close game, then they'll probably still both make the playoffs. They're two really good teams. I do think they're really both good, especially Georgia. So we'll just be waiting around for that. And then teams that could compete is the big one at noon. I'm excited for it. Iowa, Penn State, because we've been talking. We don't know how good Penn State is. We don't really know how good Iowa is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like this is what's going to tell us for who will come in third place this year behind Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah, a little consolation prize just to make the playoff for one of those schools would be nice because obviously they're not going to win.
No, yeah, but I know we'll talk about it later because I know it's when one of your picks is the Iowa Penn State game. So we'll talk about it later. Moving on, let's talk about Michigan because now we've yoked around for a little. Beginning of how we're saying we're
Jokes
back.
are over. Jokes are over.
Jokes are starting to be over, and I'm just waiting at one point. When is Michigan going to break my heart? Like it's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen. But now it's not becoming a joke anymore because it's actually going to happen. I'm actually going to hurt from it.
Yep.
Because it's either going to be Michigan State, Penn State, or Ohio State, and it's just going to suck.
We've talked ourselves back into it again. I'm enjoying it, but I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be the Buckeyes again, which pains me to say it, but I think it'll happen. They'll rip hearts out. Clearly will be them. It's just if we can beat Michigan State and Penn State, then it will be them. So We'll see. Talk about Cincy. Yeah. How about Cincy?
Oh, yeah, Cincy. So
Notre Dame loses finally. I love it. They stink.
Yeah. Well, even if they went undefeated, we've talked. They're still on they got like 2 more years left of their suspension from the college football playoffs and what they did. Cincy, to the viewers that don't watch Cincy, they will make the college football playoffs because they are going to go undefeated. Their schedule is for the rest of the season. No one except for SMU, who is undefeated right now and ranked 24th. So that's really the only problem they'll have, but that's no problem for them. So they'll definitely go undefeated. Probably make the college football playoffs. If you're a Cincy fan and I jinxed you, I apologize. But there you go. You're good.
I've been a believer in this team all year long. It sucks that Indiana is kind of bad now, so that kind of takes away from one of their signature wins, but they did beat them on the road. They beat 2 good teams. I think they have a great case.
No, I do like them too. I'm rooting for them, so I'm excited to see them play. Let's go undefeated, Cincy.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. One thing I want to say, congrats to Florida State. They finally won a game. They beat lowly Syracuse, but yay for them. I kind of felt bad so far, but they did win in a close one.
I agree.
And one of my locks from last week, Vandy UConn, the Toilet Bowl Super Bowl that goes way over. And the hilarious thing about this game, I think I sent it to you, they were selling tickets for $1 to a college football game, which we couldn't even get into Mount Union's game for that much.
I know. Yeah, so the viewers, it was our homecoming game this weekend, and you had I think it was $10 or $15 to get just a general admission ticket, and you could go down to Nashville where Vanderbilt plays at a collegiate football game and get him for one single dollar. You could bring 4 quarters to the game and get him. It was hilarious.
I knew it was a good game. It was a close game, and it went over. So it's not like people were like falling asleep there. But
no, well, clearly that's just 2 horrible teams just running around the field playing football.
I'd like to see. I didn't see any of this game, but just in the score app. But I'd like to see what the crowd was like. There could have been more than like 500 people there.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I wonder who.
Definitely more at the Mount Union game than at that game. I guarantee it.
Oh, clearly. Well, I don't know. The $1 I could have brought a lot of people in. A lot of drunk college men. All right, cool. Anything else for college football?
I'm good with college.
All right. You want to start NFL?
Yeah, let's punt it over, if you will, to the NFL. I'm pissed. Steelers got absolutely hosed against the Packers. They're scratching and clawing their way through this season. They need anyone they can get. And Minka Fitzpatrick takes back a block to a Hayden kick. Everyone's happy, and then it gets called back for a bullshit offsides call. Steelers lose the game. I'm sad.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, you should have won that game not knowing you're going to win anyways. Big Ben is just falling all over the place hilariously still. It's so funny to watch. He's hurt again, isn't he?
Well, he is hurt. There's just clearly nothing in his elbow anymore. Like, he can't throw the ball more than 5 yards. Najee Harris had like 15 catches a couple weeks ago because Ben can't throw it more than a little dump down.
They give the ball and he's on the field every single play, and they give it to him like 70% of the time because they can't do anything else. That's funny to watch him play. Well, I'm sorry, but it's kind of like a sick dog that needs to be put down. But like
take him out behind the shed.
Yeah, but it's like, but I don't want to see him go. But he's so sick. All right, I want to talk a little bit about the Browns.
Here comes a passing train, by the way, if any viewers hear that in the background. But
I'm sorry. Well, I want to talk about the Browns. I'm going to say this, but I'm not going to, for the Browns listeners, I still like the Browns. I've always liked the Browns because I think it's hilarious that they think they always have a chance at the beginning of the season and ends up never having a chance. But this time, the past 2 seasons, they've had a chance. Okay? And they go out last week and they played the Vikings, and Baker Mayfield just stink show. He was terrible.
horrible.
And then when you have a bad game, okay, that's understandable. But then when he goes on Twitter and Instagram and starts playing this underdog role, it's like, bro, dude, you were the
number one pick.
You're the number 1 overall pick, dude. You're not supposed to be the underdog role anymore. This is what you're supposed to do is win. I know the Browns have sucked, but now it's their time to win. So stop playing the underdog role and go out and win. You got Myles Garrett, you got a great defense. Like, there's no more underdog role. Just go out and win.
Yeah, like how many people in sports media have picked them to like win the Super Bowl this year, and now they're crying foul.
They're like, well, we weren't supposed to be here. We're making no, you were supposed to be here. You're supposed to be winning these games by a lot more than what you're winning. Yeah. But I said it all to Browns fans. I still like the Browns. You know that. I love rooting for the Browns.
I'd love to see Baker put a pass on Odell's hands once in a while. I love Odell, and he should be in the Hall of Fame, but Baker's keeping him from that, which is
like everyone was saying. I seen on Twitter, like, let the dog loose, let Odell loose. It's like, dude, they are. He's no one's getting
20 yards past the secondary, but Baker's just
yeah. So they got to figure it out. Go Browns though. I like watching them.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch any other game besides the Steelers. I was like half asleep. I had 0 sleep from the weekend, so hand up, my bad. I'm sure there was some great games. You wanted to talk about the Sunday night game, right?
Oh, yeah, Sunday night game. It was actually pretty awesome to watch. That was a really good game. I thought it was going to happen that going Tom Brady would just dominate the Patriots because it's just Tom Brady. But then I forgot there's Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick was just throwing everything he can at Tom Brady because he knows Tom Brady so well, so it ended up being a really good game. Patriots almost won on that field goal that almost won it, but time was still on the clock, so who knows. My favorite part of this game was this game Tom Brady broke the all-time passing records, correct? And then when he broke it, it was just the worst celebration of all time because he threw a pass and it was marked. It was marked a yard short from the record, and then the ref changed it 2 yards forward so he could break the record. But then they were in the middle of a snap, and then like it was like on the Patriots' big screen in the little corner. Congrats to Tom Brady for breaking the passing record. No round of applause ever. Just went on to the next.
I did see something about that. Yeah, Brady was like pissed off that they stopped the game for a second because like they're in like a no huddle and he's like, what? Like he chucked the ball to the sidelines, all pissed off, like he didn't give a fuck. And then
but the refs were like just so clueless where to mark the ball because they didn't want to fuck up the passing record. It's like, dude, just mark the ball. So I thought that was funny. All right, NFL good. To best team in the league.
Best team in the league for me right now is got to be the Arizona Cardinals, I guess.
I was thinking about taking the Cardinals because we said the Rams last week, but I'm gonna go back to the Bills.
Yeah, it could also back to the
Bills because they've been just destroying everyone by everyone since that fluke of a Steelers loss. All right, great, awesome. Tuning that's our recap. Let's get into our picks here, and I'll start us off here. College football picks presented by Ray Leger Design. I'll start here. I take this every single year that they play. It's going to be the Red River rivalry, Oklahoma versus Texas. I do want Texas to win for my good buddy Tony, but I'm going to take the over 63.5. These games are always high scoring. Usually the over is at like 75, 76. But it's really low, 63.5. This year, Texas, as we talked about last podcast, they score all the time still. Oklahoma still has that big explosive offense, so I'm going to take over 63.5.
All right. I love this game. I'm also on this game. This is a case of they can't keep getting away with this. Oklahoma should not be 5-0. I'm hammering Texas plus 3.5. Oklahoma stinks. Sorry, I do have the Spencer Rattler Heisman bet, but that's dead. He's horrible. I think Texas wins this game, and I'll take the 3.5 points to the bank.
Yeah. Okay. Just stop bringing Rattler Heisman. It's over.
I have to keep saying it. Okay. It's
unlike. Maybe it'll happen. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next.
Bryce Young needs to probably pass away for him to not win the Heisman this year, but I don't.
And like 50 other people get COVID. All right. Next pick. Louisville. Back on them. -2 versus Virginia. They're at home. I took Louisville earlier because I just love their quarterback. He's really athletic. He's what we said. He's like a mini Lamar. Yep. And I was looking through the scores. So Louisville played Wake Forest last week. They lost by 3. Virginia played Wake Forest 2 weeks ago, and Virginia lost by 20. So, and it was both at Wake Forest. So, as the math has to pan out, Louisville wins this game.
Yeah, you've really turned into the math guy on this podcast. I think that's a great pick. I crunched the number. Yeah. My next pick, Georgia -15.5 versus Auburn. I'm sorry, Bo Nix, if you're listening to this. I love you, but you guys are going to get throttled. You struggled against a bad LSU team. I know you came back and won, but I think Georgia wins this by 3 scores. -15.5 should be easy cover.
I agree. Yeah, we talked about how dominating Georgia is, and they'll just still dominate. And Bo Nix stinks, but you didn't hear me say that.
Sorry, Bo Nix. Sorry, Bo Nix.
Sorry, next pick. You just talked about LSU. They're not good this year. They're not LSU. So I'm going to go to that game. Kentucky, 5-0, just beat Florida. Red hot. I'm going to ride the wave. I'm going to take Kentucky -3 in this game. So I'm taking Kentucky -3.
That's really what the line is for that?
Yeah, and Kentucky's at home. So.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. That was really bad. My next pick, we kind of mentioned this earlier. I'm taking Penn State +2 versus Iowa. I think they're the better team in this matchup. Again, Penn State's played some better competition. They've won bigger games, and we haven't really seen Iowa play anybody. I think they beat Iowa State, but they're bad. This is at Iowa, toughest place to play in the country maybe, but I'm going to take Penn State and just roll with it.
Yeah, I do like Penn State in this game too. And we said we talked about the little preview right now. Penn State they beat Auburn, and that was at Penn State, and Iowa beat Iowa State. So those are their only 2 really show-worthy games. But Penn State's been blowing everyone out, so I do like Penn State better in this game. And it's a noon kickoff. Penn State doesn't lose at noon. This is one of those games that'll be 3-0 at half, then end like 12-7.
I feel like that's every game at Iowa. Just
yeah.
No scoring at all.
Yeah, true. All right, good. So more locks. You want to take us to NFL?
Yes, that's all I've got for college. NFL, as always, presented by Motor City Electric. My first pick, I love this one. Bills plus 2.5 versus the Chiefs. Again, the Chiefs defense exposed last week. 30 points from a bad Eagles team. Sorry, Tab. And they had to put up 42 just to beat them. I think the Bills is probably just as good as the Chiefs, and their defense is elite. I think they win this game, and I'll take a 2.5.
I agree. And the Chiefs really haven't looked like the Chiefs this year. I mean, they put up 42, but like what you said, it was against a terrible Eagles team. I'm sorry, Tav. But, yeah, so I like that Bills pick. I'm going to go here to the first one we've ever taken, Thursday Night Football pick, which is we're recording Wednesday.
You're probably watching the game right now.
So you will be watching this when the Rams beat the Seahawks by 2 points. So I'm going to take Rams -2 on the road. I think this is kind of more a bounce back on track game for the Rams. They're kind of they won a big game against Tampa Bay. They went to home against Cardinals. They kind of played down to the level what they couldn't play, and maybe the Cardinals that good. Who knows? But I don't think so. I think Rams bounce back here against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are not that good to me, so I'm taking Rams -2.
I like that pick. I like betting against the Seahawks this year because it's pretty evident to me that Russell Wilson doesn't give a fuck. He wants out of there. Like, obviously, the Seahawks, their offense is going to be good, but Russell just wants nothing to do with that team.
Yeah, I agree.
My next pick, I think you said your offense as well, Packers versus Bengals over. I had it on the score app as at 51.5. I don't know, somewhere around there. I still want to take it. I think both these teams put up a lot of points. So whatever the line is, I'm going to take Packers Bengals over.
All right, yeah, I saw 50.5, so we'll just go 51. We'll meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle.
So over 51, Packers Bengals. I mean, the Packers score so much points. Bengals do too.
The Bengals have a good offense too, so.
Yeah, and the Packers defense is burnt toast. Kevin King's out there. Yeah, so that's my second one. I'll go to my third and final one here. I'll go to the Cardinals game, who just won a big game against the Rams. We're Cardinals -5 at home versus 49ers. Don't think 49ers are too good, and I just think there's going to be too much offense in this game for the Cardinals, or for the 49ers to stop, and I think the Cardinals are going to roll over them.
Sure. I'm also on this game. Jimmy G might not be playing, so they might have to throw Trey Lance out there, who is pretty good, but I think wouldn't this be his first start, so kind of scary for him maybe. So that's why I'm on the under 50. And the Cardinals offense just put up 37 last week, so maybe a little bit of regression to the mean, little math term there. They can't just keep putting up 40 points. So I'm going to take a risk with the under 50.
Yeah. I said Kingsbury keep it down a little bit because they don't want to show anything. Yeah, Trey Lance is hilarious because he just throws the ball 900 miles per hour when it's like 5 yards, and he should just loft it. Like it's a running back screen, he'll just throw it as hard as he possibly can. It's kind of hilarious to watch.
Well, that's all I have for NFL picks this week. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, a little bit of sad news here. Bugsmore does fall last week. The Mumbai Indians lose by two or three wickets. If you're not a cricket fan like Tav and I, you know they knocked the little things off the back. There was I don't know all the terms, but we're big Sri Lanka's cricket fans. Long story short. But Mugs Warlock 3-1 now. This week, presented by new sponsor Dairy Queen. Shout out Killian, new sponsor alert. Go get yourself a Blizzard. I love DQ. I don't know about you, but anyways, Warlock this week. I haven't watched baseball in a long time since like tonight, so I'm going to the MLB. This is Friday night. Braves Brewers under 7. 2 studs on the mound. So both of the offenses are decent. So. Aren't decent, I should say. Under 7, pretty much.
All right. I have no clue. Once again, I haven't watched baseball in forever. I bet the Yankees last night, that sucked when they lost to the Red Sox. Stan said, like,
were you waving at home? Were you waving?
No, I was not. I was not at all. That sucked. Whatever. I want to start Dodgers right now, actually. It's 1-1. It has been 1-1 since, like, the first inning.
Yes, it has. Need the cards in that one. But let's stop talking about baseball. I've had enough for for this last.
Yeah. All right, cool. Sweet. I'm awesome. I'm ready.
Yep, should be a fun weekend. I love the board. Haven't said that much this year, but I do love the board. Yeah.
I agree. Thank you guys for tuning in again. We will see you next week.
Yep, love you guys.
Love you guys.